Uttar Pradesh is one of the most important states and now heading for assembly elections. But it's a fresh face-off erupting in the political Pradesh over SP's Kairana candidate. Yogi Adityanath, the incumbent chief minister, has alleged that the Samajwadi Party has given ticket to the individual behind the exodus of Hindu traders in Kairana. Samajwadi chief is also now on the back foot and has in fact gone ahead and said that the party will then field a family member of the arrested candidate instead. Take a look first at what has been happening about the Kairana candidate.
Yet another former Yogi minister joining Akhilesh Yadav's Samajwadi Party. After jumping ship, Dara Singh Chauhan lashed out at the Yogi government.
17 में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनी थी। ये नारा दिया गया था कि सबका साथ सबका विकास। साथ तो सबका लिया, लेकिन विकास कुछ चंद लोगों का हुआ। 85 तो हमारा है, 15 में भी बंटवारा है। बंटवारा का मैं तो केवल 85-15 नहीं, हम तो 100 के 100 बात कहते हैं।
The BJP, despite a series of reverses, flaunted a prize catch. Encounter specialist and former IPS officer Asim Arun joined the Saffron Party. The former Kanpur top cop is likely to contest from Samajwadi Party stronghold Kannauj. He claimed he used to come under pressure to let off criminals under Akhilesh government.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार में और अन्य सरकारों में ये बहुत बड़ा अंतर रहा कि पिछली सरकारों में इस तरह के फोन पुलिस अधिकारियों के पास आया करते थे कि ये अपराधी तो हैं लेकिन ये सुधरने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, इनको मदद करो, क्योंकि इशारा हुआ करता था और कभी कभी डायरेक्ट रूप से कहा जाता था। लेकिन इस तरह के प्रपंच और इस तरह के अपराध हुआ करते थे जिस पे पिछले 5 वर्षों में बहुत रोक लगी है।
The BJP was quick to compare former cop Asim Arun with SP ticket for Kairana riot accused Nahid Hasan, claiming that rioters are inducted in Samajwadi Party and those who bring rioters to books join BJP.
समाजवादी पार्टी गठबंधन की जो सूची आई है उस सूची को भी सबने देखा है। कैराना में हिंदू व्यापारियों के पलायन के लिए जिम्मेदार लोगों को टिकट देना, मुजफ्फरनगर के दंगाइयों को टिकट देना, पेशेवर हिस्ट्री सीटर को और अपराधियों को टिकट देना, ये समाजवादी पार्टी और गठबंधन के चरित्र को उजागर कर देता है।
असीम अरुण जी के आने से लाखों युवाओं को आगे आने का अवसर मिलेगा। हम जोड़ने का प्रयास करेंगे। अपनी ओर से ईमानदार छवि वाले युवाओं के लिए प्रेरणा, एक ऐसे अधिकारी जिनका जीवन अपने आप में बहुत प्रेरणादायक है, उनका भारतीय जनता पार्टी में आने का बहुत बहुत स्वागत और अभिनंदन करता हूं।
So the Kanpur Police Commissioner has joined Bharatiya Janata Party and turned into a neta. And soon after joining Bharatiya Janata Party, he claimed that he used to get calls to let off criminals when he was posted in UPATS or as Commissioner of Kanpur or in his previous postings. So it's a clear-cut attack on Samajwadi Party and Bahujan Samaj Party.
Arrest of the Kairana SP candidate Nahid Hasan under the Gangsters Act led SP chief Akhilesh Yadav calling it a desperate attempt by BJP to win polls. But the SP chief revealed a rethink over the Kairana ticket.
तो अगर उनको गिरफ्तार कर लिया है तो उनके परिवार में जिनके ऊपर एक भी मुकदमा नहीं होगा उनको टिकट देंगे। ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी वाले अंग्रेजी की कहावत ही नहीं जानते। कहावत जानते भी होंगे तो डिप्रेशन में चले गए हैं, डैमेज कंट्रोल में चले गए तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा होगा। एक अंग्रेजी में कहावत है, स्ट्राइक द आयरन व्हेन इट इज हॉट।
Speculation surged that the Saffron Party has been able to breach the Yadav clan. Sources say Mulayam's younger Bahu, Aparna Yadav, is likely to join BJP. The sister-in-law of Akhilesh Yadav is likely to contest on BJP ticket from Lucknow. With Samarth Srivastav in Lucknow, Bureau Report, India Today.
So the question, of course, why is then the Samajwadi Party so eager to push for Nahid Hasan, who's now even, of course, has been facing serious charges? Let's debate and discuss. I'm joined from the Bharatiya Janata Party, Shazia, Ilmi, because, of course, the BJP has been quick to jump into this and, of course, target the Samajwadi Party. I'm joined by Abhishek Sudhir as a political analyst, and I just want to put it on record that the Samajwadi Party has chosen not to be on this discussion. But let's begin first with Abhishek Sudhir, because at this point, this Nahid Hasan, as my research is also showing, has been facing serious charges of buying land fraudulently. The police has been after him for like 2 years now. Even his family members who have been politically active have faced serious allegations. Why would then Akhilesh Yadav be so persistent with someone who's, apart from all of this, is facing a communal riot exodus allegation? Why not have anyone else probably field then from Kairana?
Well, Pooja, my analysis of the situation is this. The narrative of polarization and communalization has made a return to the politics of Uttar Pradesh. Not that it had gone away, it had just gone away for a few weeks, but the BJP thought that they could campaign on their plank of development. And then you saw what happened in the last 1 week, the mass exodus, the palayan, if you will, from the BJP to the Congress. That's the only palayan really I can think of in recent memory. This exodus of 2016, I think Hukum Singh brought it up. Hukum Singh was a BJP MLA, then a BJP MP. And Hukum Singh has enjoyed excellent relations with the Muslim population in Kairana. Hukum Singh could not have won if a significant chunk of the Muslims did not vote for him. So it came as a rude shock to the Muslims of Kairana when he turned against them. The reason he turned against them was to induct Mriganka Singh, his daughter, into the party, and Mriganka Singh will be contesting against Nahid Hasan in this election like she did in 2017, and she lost. You will also see that there was an independent NHRC probe, Pooja. There was also an independent investigation by the Indian Express, the paper of Ramnath Goenka, one of the best newspapers in this country.
No, but there are also eyewitness accounts.
Which confirmed...
There are also eyewitness accounts, but no, are you just telling me...
Can I just finish my
why
point?
I'm adding it here, the man has surrendered. Police have also not filed just cases. He's now under arrest. So, of course, it's not just that these are political allegations.
Can I tell you why he surrendered after Yogi Adityanath came to power? Hukum Singh actually scapegoated a Muslim family for that exodus, and the son of the man he accused was murdered in a fake encounter by the Uttar Pradesh police. And when Asim Arun, the police commissioner of Kanpur, is a police officer on a Saturday and becomes a BJP neta on a Sunday, that tells you the state of law and order.
Abhishek, you've completely skirted my question and have mentioned everything else, but I'll take that to Shazia. Let Shazia respond. Shazia, if you believe what Abhishek Sudhir is saying, that this was all basically political vendetta by the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is in power in Uttar Pradesh. And that is all this has led to. There is absolutely nothing against the candidate.
So how do you explain the fact that the mass exodus, as he says, as those of 13 MLAs, happened after the model code of conduct was instated, and implemented, and not before that? And how do you explain the fact that Swami Prasad Maurya's daughter is a sitting MP from the Bharatiya Janata Party? And how do you explain the fact, there's so many facts to be explained, it's an inexplicable mystery that suddenly they realize that, that they have failed. And if you want them in your party, then obviously it's their failure. If they are saying that it's a failure of Yogi government, then it's equally their failure. Then why would you want those failures in your party? Because they have contributed, because they have completed their tenure, all 5 years, and only after the completion of the tenure have they decided to resign. And as for Kairana, my dear friend has mentioned everything else. So let me tell you, the gentlemen that you want in your party or SPs, I don't know whether you represent the SP, but surely you are against the BJP.
I'm against all, yes.
That
I don't represent the SP.
No.
I don't represent the SP. I want to make that clear.
Yes, he's not here as a Samajwadi Party spokesperson, but yes, go ahead, Shazia.
I'm against the BJP, that is for sure.
Okay, fair enough.
That's exactly what I said. So obviously, you're short on comprehension. So this is exactly what I said. You repeated my words.
Why the personal attacks? Pooja, I don't think this is required.
No, that's not a personal
I said exactly
attack.
the same thing.
No,
I
but
said
Shazia,
exactly the
okay,
same thing.
Shazia, let's restrict to the point. Do you think
said
this
exactly
is
the same thing,
BJP's
that you're not
point?
the SP
This is
spokesperson, but you're
BJP's
against the
point
BJP,
today that it has
Okay.
managed to
let
get
me
for
finish,
itself
Let me finish. No.
against
he-
Nahid
he-
Hasan.
Shazia attacks
Yeah,
Sharad
but
Pradhan,
what
she
I said.
attacks
So
Rajdeep
in
Sardesai.
2019,
Anyone who's opposed to the BJP,
Nahid
she attacks.
this gentleman attacked the SDM. He attacked the SDM's office. This man, this miscreant, and there's not just video footage, but there's a recording of it. And before that, he again attacked the government office, having been in power, the SDO's office. So this is that person. And the fact of the matter is, and my friend does not want to acknowledge it, but there was an exodus, and many channels, not just Indian Express, which also carried out the story of how a former, army chief was leading a coup against India, and there was actually a coup.
Okay, Shazia
and a
will not
made-up
go there.
story
Shazia
which
will not go there. We'll stick to
because
the
he
issue.
mentioned.
Okay, no, we'll stick to Nahid Hasan. We'll stick to political Pradesh.
No. We have to. We have to have the same rules for everybody, right?
That's fine. That's fine. But I don't think that's.
So he wants to believe that newspaper which had this fictitious story which never got proved. So he believes that fictitious story.
But I want to stay.
So he's again trusting that
Shazia, you made your point.
There is a law of the land which says that this man led a violent charge against the SDM's office and physically assaulted SDM
so,
and
Abhishek,
SDO.
do you see what's happening here? The BJP is clearly going to cash on this. My point is, Samajwadi Party was making clearly a voice, a noise about it. In a state where Yogi Adityanath was fairly confident, why would you then push for Nahid Hasan? Even if there are allegations, and there are definitely on the ground, as you're telling us, former MP Hukum Singh had even brought out a long list. Is there no other candidate that at all was strong enough for the Samajwadi Party to have brought in? Because now Akhilesh Yadav has said that yes, okay, if he's arrested, there are cases. We'll have a family member of Nahid Hasan who will contest, and the one who's not going to face these cases. My point is really easy banking on that one family apart from anyone else there when there are clearly communal allegations against him?
Pooja, if allegations were to disqualify you in Indian politics, then the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, who had an allegation of attempt to murder against him, who has been arrested and has gone to jail for hate speech, Yogi Adityanath should immediately resign. There is a constitution in this country, there's a criminal procedure code, there's an Indian penal code, there is a due process of law. Nahid Hasan has not been convicted. Once he is convicted, he may be disqualified from contesting. These are politically motivated charges.
He's on
I am
bail.
not a spokesperson.
No.
No,
He's
please
out
don't
on
interrupt.
bail.
Pooja, I did not interrupt her. Can you please ask her not
You did
to?
interrupt me.
No, I didn't. Please, can you let me speak?
Okay, quick point there, Abhishek, then Shazia will respond. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But he's on bail.
So, Pooja, the Samajwadi Party is not represented here. I am not representing them. I am not their spokesperson. So I cannot comment on whom they choose. What I can say as a political analyst, as someone who's proudly secular and believes in an idea of India that the BJP doesn't believe in, I want to expose their doublespeak and hypocrisy. And let me tell you, Yati Narsingh Anand today has been arrested under the same sections Yogi Adityanath was once arrested on and was sent to jail. But Yogi Adityanath was never convicted. So fine. That's it. He's never convicted. So if you can't convict somebody, and they've been in power now for 5 years, Pooja, has one SP leader, they say, if, okay, Azam Khan you've put in jail, you've put his son in jail, they've come out, they have been in jail, right? They have been languishing in jail. So you should have done the same to Nahid.
Languishing.
No, you should have done the same to Nahid.
No. There was an insinuation there. I want to make this very clear.
Okay, go ahead.
So I don't insinuate. You believe in secularism because the man's name is Muslim, Nahid Hasan. There are many Muslims out there who've done great work who don't have charges against them. And as for Azam Khan, let me tell you, the charges against him were brought out by Muslims. By Muslims. No. I know what you were referring to. Do not try to fool me. I know the card you were playing. So if you have only Gundas to choose from, you're not doing any service to the community. And by saying that Jinnah is a freedom fighter, and you think you will appease the Muslims, I'm sorry, it will not work. And if by choosing a person who's scared the minority there, which happened to be Hindus at that point of time, you think you will do very well. by the Muslim community. I'm sorry. This
Shazia,
is looking
you
at
will
this
not
is
speak
this
up
is
for
the
the
most
Muslim
communal
community.
and a bigoted way.
will not
They
speak
are
up for the
very
Muslim
educated,
community.
decent Muslim families
You will
and
not speak
Muslims
up about
who
the
are not
bully bhai
gundas.
and the-
You do not have
the
to
bully
give
bhai app.
every Muslim gunda
You
a
will not
chance,
speak up about
and
the
not
Muslim in
decent
Jharkhand who was
Muslims
made to lick
who are
his own spit
educated,
from
who are
the road.
professors,
Okay.
who are doctors.
If you will not speak for the
have to
Muslim
give,
community,
and you don't have to
allow
always
us to
go
speak
the
to
BJP
them.
like you have
spokesperson
done
Shazia
in
Ilmi,
Bulandshahr,
that yes,
like
okay.
you've done who have
Shazia,
Someone
so
has to
here's my
speak for
question to you.
Muslims,
Abhishek,
Pooja.
Abhishek, hang on.
Somebody has to speak for
because
Muslims.
you deliberately.
When Shazia
you
No, but
does
who
not speak
decides?
for them,
Who decides who
these
speaks
citizens who
for
believe in
Muslims and
secularism
who
have to
speaks
speak
for
for
Hindus?
Muslims.
No, how is that
use the
then
word
branding
secular.
it? Okay,
What did
Shazia.
you mean by the word secular?
Okay, Shazia,
What
so
did you
here's
mean
my
by that?
question
Explain
to
what
you.
I mean by the word secular.
Here's my
Can I
question. No,
explain?
What do you
let's
mean
not
by
get
that?
into definitions
So
here.
calling
We all know how
calling
political
Jinnah freedom fighter makes you
overtones
secular?
work. Yes.
Pooja, today the biggest crime is to
calling
speak up for
Jinnah freedom
Muslims.
fighter
No,
If
I
you
don't
speak
agree
up
with
for
that.
a Muslim,
I don't
you're
agree
called
with
a
that.
Muslim
No,
abuser.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true, Abhishek, to say that the biggest
what
crime
Shazia is
about
saying.
speaking about Muslims in
Shazia
India.
is
That's
saying
not
that
correct at
Muslims
all.
are
No.
Muslim brothers and sisters.
No,
Shazia,
nothing to do
Shazia,
with that.
okay.
No,
He's
this
saying
is
our
what you
Muslim
want to
brothers and
believe.
sisters.
To both our
Shazia
This is the
panelists.
only
has
card
All
you're
right,
playing
for
on.
a
And
second
I'm
we will
sorry,
down.
it's
We'll
been
proceed.
a
Shazia, here's my question to you. It's very interesting who the BJP is also fielding, and I would like you to take that question as well. Shazia, Mriganka Singh, daughter of former MP Hukum Singh, who had brought out this whole Kairana issue into the limelight. He had brought out a list. Shazia, go ahead. Shazia, listen to what I'm saying. All right, so therefore, even the Bharatiya Janata Party is playing into the Kairana communal politics here at this point. Go ahead, Shazia. That's for you.
No, Kairana, there were news reports everywhere, not just one newspaper or others. So tell me, on the one hand, we talk about majoritarianism versus minoritism when it suits us. But the same, I mean, the most illiberal liberals, just to push for narrative, which is so disempowering to, and I will say Muslims, and I speak as a Muslim, if you want me to, and I will. You know, can you do the same thing to the Hindus? Because there was a migration, there was a whole trend, and families went, and there were interviews, and I once saw that. So if it's what is the same rules apply, and when the local representative supports and actually beats up the local the SDM and SDO, do you think they should be encouraged? What kind of message do you want to give? You know, Akhilesh Yadav, I really thought, I mean. You know, you think there is max exodus. I really feel it's such a self goal, because you think decent Muslim families like to have. Nobody wants. People want decent people there, whether it's Hindus or Muslims or Yadavs or Ahirs or Shias or Sunnis. At the end of the day, it's just somebody who does
Abhishek,
well by
yes.
you.
Abhishek wants to interject and wants to respond. Abhishek, over to you. Do you think what she's saying?
I have a simple question, Pooja. And if Shazia has the data, I want her to give it to me. I want the exact number.
No, do you have the data? Do you have the data? Can you prove how Jinnah was a freedom?
Pooja, you have to anchor and please tell her to keep quiet.
How Jinnah was.
Okay, Shazia, let's have Abhishek also that comment. Then I'll come to you for both of you for a closing comment. A final comment from you, Abhishek. Then from Shazia. Do you think
Shazia, I'm a political analyst. I'm not used to use spokesperson, so please let me speak.
Okay, quick closing comment from you, Abhishek, and then from Shazia. Okay, Abhishek,
so
go ahead.
Don't pretend to be suddenly an analyst. Let's not pretend now. We can do better than pretensions.
Right.
You call me a fake
You're very
Hindu,
much
now you're saying I'm a fake
politician,
analyst.
and we can see that. No.
Okay, Abhishek, do you think this is about also majority-minority politics that's coming into the fore apart from any other issues? Will it work? Which party will benefit? Okay, Shazia, let him complete. Okay,
It's not even a statement, it's just a simple question. How many families migrated from Kairana, as you claim? How many of them were Hindu families? How many of them migrated? You say they have come back in November of last year. How many of them have come back? Give us the exact data so that we can then go on the ground and verify the data.
Oh, so when you could not answer why you are not making a statement, you're asking me for the data. I can get the data for you.
Pooja, isn't this a fair question?
Everybody
Pooja?
knows that. When you could not answer,
okay.
No.
So it is a fair question. It is a fair question, and yes.
No.
Shazia,
I'll give you. I don't have
back.
the data. I will get the data and I will tweet it.
So you've come unprepared.
Okay, we'll wait for that. Remember, there have
Do you have the data?
Yes.
Do you have the
You've come
data?
unprepared with no data.
The fact is, at this point, there were eyewitness accounts, which of course then have become a political issue.
This is very unfair.
Shazia, yes. I'm
okay.
We're going over time, but I'll give you that final point. Yes.
How Akhilesh is secular?
Do
you have any data to prove how Jinnah is a freedom fighter for the country? Do you have any data to prove
Give us
that
the data,
having
Shazia.
So
How
two
many families are
panelists
coming
here
up?
wanting
How
a
many
data, and I
families
think it's
are
a fair
coming up?
question. We need to put out that as well. At this point, remember, there were allegations about 300 families at that point in 2014, 2016 that had left. But of course, it became a huge political communal issue. And today, in assembly elections of Uttar Pradesh, Kairana, Hindu exodus, Nahid Hasan have also become a big flashpoint. Is this majority appeasement? Is this minority appeasement? We'll let the voter of Uttar Pradesh to decide. Abhishek Sudhir and Shazia, Ilmi, thank you so much for joining us on this discussion. And we'll wait and watch how all other candidates of the lists that are still to come out from UP will be. Thank you so much for watching.